Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Fawn. I do weekly tarot readings for each sign, and I don't use the traditional meaning of the tarot, so I don't really show, I don't show the cards. Plus I use the sexual magic tarot, and some of the imagery can be a little bit graphic, and I don't know enough about YouTube to show them. I don't want to like do something to jeopardize anything in the future. Also, pretty much the cards are just something for me to get information to channel. And like I could get one card in two different readings, and for each reading I'm picking up a totally different message from the card. So it wouldn't really be beneficial for you for you if I showed you the card, because it means what it means for me, if that makes sense. Anyway, Taurus, let's see what's going on for you for this week. I'm going to shuffle the cards 3 more times for Taurus. Let's see. Okay, there might be something in the Aries reading for you that's just coming up right away, because the overall energy of this reading as well is going to be some sort of universal lesson, which was kind of what was going on with Aries. So there might be something that resonates there for you as well, because you have a similar situation happening where something is presenting itself to you, and it's kind of like out of nowhere, but the universe is orchestrating this to happen for you to grow. It could be very intense energy, because, you know, we have the new moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio is just like no bullshit energy, you know. It's powerful, it can be intimidating, it can be bring a lot of change and death and breakdowns and fresh starts, all those things. So there might be something over there for you, or you could be an Aries Taurus cusp, and you know, if you're a Taurus watching this, maybe you should watch the Aries video, because there might be something that resonates with you there. But okay, let me just feel into this for a second. Okay, I'm feeling there's an energy of like things are falling apart, and they're falling apart a lot. It has to do with like ego, or people just feeling stuck, or like almost too cool, or that kind of energy where they're just unwilling to move, whether it be like physically move, it could be move into a different cycle in your relationship, it could be move how you feel about something, an opinion about something, just like that very like I'm right. It's almost like an energy, excuse me. You may not be communicating how you really feel about a situation, or you could be feeling like there's some sort of shocking something that happened that you were not expecting, and you feel betrayed by it, okay? Like you are just like, this is very similar to Aries, where like the rage I'm feeling and the anger and the fire is just like, you're so pissed that you're ready to like just act out of your emotions. Instead of like thinking about it. Like you're almost at that point of like, where have you ever blacked out because you're so mad like there's nothing that could have stopped you from acting out because you're just blacked out in anger. It's like a feeling like that, like something feels shocking that switched you into this like energy of just like you're at the point where like you just are gonna just take an axe to people. Now this could just be, I don't literally mean like go get an axe, okay? Why do I feel like I even need to say that? That could be because you really are feeling like you're just so done with people. But I'm getting that it could be you feeling like you're just done with yourself. Like you're just so done with yourself. Like you could be just like upset about a lot of situations you've got yourself into, a lot of patterns that you seem to be repeating. But I feel like maybe you've shut yourself down in the past. Like I'm feeling like not communicating your true feelings or not feeling your true feelings. And even if you are feeling your true feelings, you're not communicating them and you're almost acting out in a way that is opposite of how you really feel as a way to protect yourself. And that may have been something that served you maybe in like your childhood. And I'm getting that the universe is bringing this shit to an end. It's like it's fed up with you, to be honest, or this is a person you're dealing with, okay? It's just like this cannot continue any longer. Like look at your life. Where are you going? What are you doing? You could be at a point where you're at rock bottom, where you are just, you could have already had that moment of where like, just surrendering of like what, there's nothing left, you know? There's nothing left. But the gift with that is, Taurus, is that you get to build this whole new beautiful life. And you may not see that gift right now. Maybe that's the message, is that you need to see the gift in the mess or in the rubble from the past, okay? Because it's in the past now. You get to rebuild this whole new beautiful life. And I know Taurus, you know, it's really important to them to have like material things in this life, you know, to be able to, they like to measure their success by what they have. So you could just be feeling really vulnerable because you feel like you don't have anything to show for your however many years of life. And you're just feeling really down about it. Like I'm this age and like, I got nothing, you know. You could be just eating ramen noodles, you know, sleeping on a couch. And it's just because material things mean so much to you and you measure success by that, it's understandable that you would feel so like not okay. Or you could be, I'm getting really sad now. I'm feeling like really depressed and down and just, I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing a man just really crying. And this man is like a manly man, like muscles, works really hard with his hands, could possibly just build things from the ground up. But I'm just seeing, yeah, just like really having like a breakthrough cry, you know, like the ugly cry, like, but it's so good. Like you need that. And you could be judging yourself because of that, or just like you feeling the opposite. Like I'm not a man because look at me, I'm crying like a little bitch. Because I feel like you've presented yourself a certain way for so long to protect yourself, but it's not serving you anymore. Because what I'm getting is there's like a shell on the outside and the person that's in there is dying to get out. And it's almost like you can't let him out because you've took your whole life to create this person, that the person who is the shell, okay? Oh my gosh. This feels really intense. It's like a breakthrough moment, or I don't know. It's like yeah, you lost everything. You had the ugly cry. You're looking around you. You're just like, what have I done with my life? How did I get here? Obviously this isn't working. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. It's not working. And do everything opposite of that. Maybe you really need to show your true heart. Maybe you really need to express your true feelings. Because here's the thing, Taurus. we all get our feelings hurt. You're not alone in that. We all have things that make us feel like we need to protect ourselves. But I'm feeling like because of that, you've built up this persona or this person or this situation, and it's not serving you. And you need to unlearn everything you've learned. You need to unteach yourself everything you taught yourself about living and surviving, and go back to like when you were happy, when you were little, that happy moment. You may think about this moment all the time of like, oh, the last time I was happy was this moment, because that's what I'm getting. The last time I can remember that I was really happy was this moment. Okay, so when you're in that moment, I'm getting that you're a child in this moment. I want to say 7, 8. In this moment, you know, that's the whole point. You were a child. You were still in that energy of like, you were proud to wear your heart on a sleeve. You were true to who you really were. You were sensitive. You were creative. You were a little light. You were really you. You talked about your feelings. You loved hard. All of those things. The problem I feel like it's happening is you might still love hard, but you don't say it. It's like you love hard, and you may even explain yourself to people like this, like, I love hard, I'm all in, I'm all this, but the person's like, what are you talking about? Like it's like an inward feeling that you just keep to yourself, and it's not serving you because you're not exposing yourself, you're not being vulnerable. And you're just acting hard. I'm getting like acting tough, acting hard, and you're not sharing yourself with people. It is a way to protect yourself, but like, who can live like that? Nobody can. You have to accept that you're gonna get your feelings hurt. But wouldn't you rather get your feelings hurt and know right up front, like, hey, we're on 2 different pages, we're not on the same path, we're not the same people, we don't go well together. Instead of you pretending to be one way for years, and then all of a sudden, it's years later and you're like, how did I get myself in this situation? If you would just say how you feel up front, be how you really are up front, you're gonna meet someone who matches that energy. And yeah, you might go through people quick, but at least you'll find that person. And when you do, it's the real you meeting someone, and they're meeting the real you, you know, and then it's real. That's what makes it real. If you're wearing this mask and this shell all the time, it's fake from the start, okay? And you may be a person, I hate to say this, but this is what I'm getting. You may be a person who looks around you and says, everyone's fake, or everyone's a fraud, everyone's phony, everyone's this. You know, you just want people to be real, but I am asking you to maybe look at yourself and say, are you really being real? Or are you being all the things you're saying that everybody else is being? Is there a part of you that you don't share or aren't vulnerable about? Blah, 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 blah. Is there a part of you that, you know, you're wearing the mask, you're wearing the shell? And until you are walking the walk, you can't really, you know, point the finger at other people, because the energy that I'm getting here is that, Taurus, either you or the person you're dealing with is really craving to really just be seen for who they are, and be loved for who they are, and accepted for who they are, flaws and all. And, you know, and you're just not allowing yourself that. You're in your own way. You are your own worst enemy. There isn't anybody, I feel like, who could be meaner or, you know, yeah, like, I'm getting like, everything that you're feeling enraged about and out about, it's like you do this to yourself. And when you realize that you treat yourself like shit, is what I'm getting. You treat yourself like shit. You treat your body like shit. You treat your mind like shit. You treat your heart like shit. You treat your life like shit. And the only way you're gonna realize, what am I trying to say? Hold on. The reason why your life looks like that is because you're creating it, because you can only let in what you allow for yourself. And when you are this cruel to yourself, like, I'm getting cruel to yourself, how can anyone else be different? It's like, it's got to match you, right? So you need to get right with yourself, love yourself, forgive yourself. accept all the things about yourself that you might not like being sensitive, being really loving, wearing your heart on your sleeve, like, so that other people can, because no matter how, because I'm feeling like you're reaching out and you just want someone to come in and be like, I love you, you're amazing, you're this beautiful person. But like, if you can't do that to yourself, then it will never change. You could have this amazing person. Maybe there's this person that you really miss in your life and you want them back, okay? And you could be like, you want this person back so bad and you want them to come in, and maybe you're realizing you lost a really beautiful thing and you want them to come back and be like, I accept you, I love you, you're beautiful, all these things. But what I'm trying to tell you is that even if they do that, it won't matter. Even if you got that person that's like your dream, it wouldn't matter, because you still treat yourself like shit. You would still fall into the same ugly cycle of being really hard and really cool, and like, because you're too scared to lose them, or you're too scared to let yourself not be in control, you know? It's like, if it's gonna end, you gotta be the one to ruin it, you know? It just seems crazy. The energy I'm getting is like very crazy. It doesn't make any freaking sense. I'm feeling like you may be looking out and having all these judgments and criticisms about like everything, but the real issue is you, the way you treat yourself. You know, when I stopped looking outside of myself for people to love me and accept me, you know, I was looking for validation in other people and in relationships, and I just wanted someone to see me and just same thing, be like, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're so gifted, you're talented, all these things. And I was never getting that. And that's because the whole issue is with me needing it from somebody else. And that's my childhood issues. And as soon as I realized that, like, why do I need somebody else to tell me? Like, why don't I think that about myself? Why can't I just love myself and know all these things about myself and move forward in life and not know, like, and not need to hear it from anybody else? Like, that's a me issue. That's something that I had to go inward and I had to fix and I had to do the work, and and I think realizing that about yourself is the first step. I am literally over 17 minutes, and this is what I mean by I channel the information and the cards just kind of, it's almost like something to distract me. I don't know how to explain it. And then I just get all this imagery in my mind and I feel all these feelings. And then like, if I glance down at the cards, something will just like get my attention, and then that means something to me. And then I'll talk about that. Okay. So because my channeling has taken over really what's happening here, I'm just going to go with what this is the message that you need to hear. It would be so amazing if you guys could like give me feedback and let me know like you were spot on, or like, I don't know what you're talking about, lady. Or this doesn't have to be you. Do I even want to say this? Because I feel like it does. It has to be you or the person in your immediate environment that you're dealing with, because I don't really want to leave it up to like, it could be your neighbor, because that's not the intention I'm going into these readings with. I just want you to know that I hope this brings you healing and understanding, and that you really just need to surrender and be vulnerable and be childlike and get back to who you really were. Like, have fun, laugh. I just feel like you're so here, and you're here because you're so scared. You're like a scared child who doesn't want to lose something they love, and you're losing the things you love because you're scared. It's like you're creating this cycle of like pushing everything good out of your life because you're scared you're going to lose it anyway. But when you're so sure it's all going to fall apart and leave, that's what you're making, man. Taurus, I wish I could just reach out and give you a hug and tell you you're amazing and you're special. And Taurus are little workhorses, powerhouses. I love the energy you guys have, but you also, you know, you can be very destructive. And until you balance that out, that you're the creator of your own destruction, your own bring down, your own battles, you're creating them. You know, you need to be in a good place emotionally and mentally, and go play. That's what I'm getting. Go play. Whatever it is that you like to do that makes you're playing, go do that. Put on funny movies and laugh your ass off. I don't know what to tell you anymore, Taurus. It's just shut off, okay? So I hope that this message resonated with you. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.